The leak we're talking about today, the one tied to the iPhone 17, honestly makes zero sense. And yet, it's real. This isn't one of those made-up Reddit posts from someone with 2 followers. This is based on actual prototype testing reports and credible supply chain chatter. Hey everyone, welcome to ZaidiEsTech. You are here with Zahid. Before I start, let me ask you for one quick favor. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and you can help us get there. If you want to stay ahead of iPhone 17 leaks, secret Apple tests, and the kind of news Apple would rather keep under wraps, all about Samsung, Google, Vivo, OnePlus, and for many more content of your choice, please hit that subscribe button right now. Every click helps us grow, and it makes sure you never miss the next insane leak. Alright, let's get into this. Because Apple's doing something with the iPhone 17 that feels so out of left field, so against their own playbook, that even die-hard Apple fans are scratching their heads. So what's the leak? Apple is reportedly working on a complete redesign of the iPhone 17 Ultra with a horizontal camera bar housing dual periscope lenses, paired with stacked cell battery technology, vapor chamber cooling, and a desktop-level A19 Pro chip, all while planning to drop certain Pro features from the regular iPhone 17 lineup. Now let me translate that. Apple is basically saying, you thought you knew our game plan? Nope. Here's a curveball. The part that makes zero sense? Apple has always been conservative with big leaps. They roll things out slowly, carefully, one feature at a time. They didn't invent wireless charging, 120Hz displays, or periscope cameras. They waited until it worked seamlessly, then dropped it. But if these leaks are true, the iPhone 17 Ultra isn't one cautious step forward. It's 10 steps at once. And that's why everyone's confused. This isn't Apple's usual style. Let's start with the design. Because this is where jaws hit the floor. For over a decade, iPhones have had the corner stovetop camera bump. It became iconic. Love it or hate it, it was Apple's signature. But the iPhone 17 Ultra prototypes, they're showing a full-width horizontal camera bar. Think Pixel, but sleeker, more refined, more Apple. And before you say, copying Google, let's be real. When Apple does it, it becomes the standard. Remember the notch? It was a meme, until everyone else adopted some version of it. The dynamic island? Laughed at, then replicated. If Apple moves to a camera bar, the entire industry will follow. But here's the kicker. This isn't just cosmetic. The reason for the bar is to house dual periscope telephoto lenses. That means, for the first time, you could have multiple clean optical zoom levels. Maybe 3x, 5x, and even 10x. All sharp, all color matched. No weird inconsistencies. That's something no Android phone has truly nailed. It's the kind of upgrade that doesn't just look good on a spec sheet. It actually changes how you shoot photos. Now let's talk about the stacked cell battery. Because this one is wild. Apple's been working on it for years. But seeing it tested in the iPhone 17 Ultra feels almost unbelievable. Stacked batteries are like skyscrapers compared to suburbs. Same footprint, way more density, more power in the same space. And not just more power, better longevity. Instead of your iPhone dropping to 80% health in 2 years, stacked cell design could keep you at 90% even after heavy use for 3 or more years. That's massive. That's the kind of upgrade that doesn't just make launch day headlines, but actually improves your day-to-day life. And yet, here's why it makes no sense. Stacked batteries generate more heat. Apple hates heat. They throttle phones the moment things get warm. So how do you solve that? Enter the other unbelievable leak. Vapor chamber cooling. And yes, Android has had this for years. But remember what I said earlier? Apple doesn't ship features to tick boxes. They ship them when they're invisible. You won't hear vapor chamber on stage. You'll hear your iPhone doesn't slow down when gaming, or record 8K video without limits. That's Apple's way. And apparently, that's what the prototypes are showing. An iPhone that can sustain desktop-level performance without cooking itself. Which brings me to the A19 Pro chip. The leaks say it's benchmarking at levels that blur the line between phone and laptop. But the shocking part isn't the raw power. It's the sustained power. Most phones can sprint, post a crazy Geekbench score, then collapse. The Pro Max prototypes are running marathon style. They're keeping high performance for hours thanks to cooling and battery improvements. That means heavy video editing, on-device AI, gaming, all possible without compromise. And speaking of AI, this is where it gets sneaky. Apple's been quiet about AI. Google and Samsung are shouting it from the rooftops. Apple, radio silence. But the A19's neural cores are off the charts. Add that to sustained performance, stacked batteries, and upgraded cameras, and the picture becomes clear. Apple is quietly preparing the iPhone for on-device AI dominance. Imagine Siri actually working. Imagine real-time translation offline. Imagine automatic video edits done instantly on your phone. That's what this hardware is built for. Now here's the part that really makes zero sense. Apple is reportedly holding all of this back, just for the Ultra. The smaller Pro models? They might not get stacked batteries. They might not get vapor cooling. They might not get the dual periscope setup. For years, the only difference between a Pro and a Pro Max was size and battery. But now, the Ultra is becoming the real flagship. The iPhone that gets all the exclusives. That's Apple splitting its lineup in a way we've never seen before. And it's confusing. It's bold. It's a little shocking. But it's also kind of genius. Because here's the thing. Apple knows not everyone upgrades every year anymore. So how do you convince people to shell out more money? You make the Ultra impossible to ignore. You don't just make it bigger. You make it better in every way. And that's what these leaks suggest. So why does this leak make zero sense? Because Apple's never done this much in one leap. They're breaking their own pattern. They're going against their cautious DNA. And yet, the evidence says it's happening. And maybe it's happening because Apple sees what's coming. The AI era. The slowing upgrade cycles. The competition heating up. Maybe they've decided it's time to shock everyone again. Think about it like this. For years, iPhones were like gradual car upgrades. You bought the new model. You got slightly better gas mileage. Maybe a nicer dashboard. The iPhone 17 Ultra? It's like walking into the dealership expecting a 2026 Camry and being handed the keys to a prototype electric hypercar. It doesn't just outpace last year's model. It makes the entire category feel outdated. And that's what makes this so fascinating. The leak makes no sense because it's not Apple's style. But it makes perfect sense because Apple needs a moment like this. A moment where the iPhone isn't just the safe choice, but the jaw-dropper. And if the iPhone 17 Ultra delivers stacked batteries, dual periscopes, vapor cooling, sustained A19 Pro performance, and hidden AI superpowers all at once, that might just be the moment. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Apple is really going to roll out this much innovation in one leap? Or is this leak so unbelievable that it has to be Apple testing features for the future, not the present? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is one of those leaks that's going to divide people. Some will say no way, others will say finally. I think the truth is somewhere in between, but either way, it's real, and it's coming. And that wraps up today's deep dive into the unbelievable iPhone 17 Ultra leaks. If these reports turn out to be true, we might be looking at the boldest iPhone Apple has ever built, a complete game changer that redefines what a smartphone can be. But the big question is, will Apple really take this leap, or are they testing the waters for the future? I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get a real discussion going. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more inside scoops on Apple, Samsung, Google, and the rest of the smartphone world, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to ZaidiEsTech, and ring the bell so you never miss the next massive leak. We're just getting started on this journey, and trust me, the upcoming leaks are even crazier. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and Allah Hafiz.